All right, so we're gonna get going here. We need dumbbells tonight. Like I said, we're gonna use a towel or a foam roller between our legs at one point, so make sure you have that ready to go. And if you don't have it, no big deal. But we're gonna get warmed up, a little quick, slow cardio warm up here. So I do have to look at my notes tonight. I didn't get around to writing them out, so on my board in front of me. So you're gonna see me looking at my notes, but that's just how it's gonna go. So to begin with, just easy jog in place. Okay, so we're gonna just do an easy jog in place here. Let me turn up my volume, make sure we're all good here. And we have, all right, guys, we have 20 seconds on, 10-second recovery. So I know this is like a Tabata, but I don't want you to think of it like that. I want you to think of it just only in time alone, okay? So I know you've been going here, and we're gonna march in place. So we're gonna go quick, slow, quick, slow. We're just gonna do 2 times through everything. And then we're gonna go again here in 3, 2, 1, and begin, jog it out. So the idea here is just to get mobile, that's all. Just shake everything out, let your hands shake out. 20 seconds, if you wanna run around your space, you can do that. But just feeling good. We're gonna make these exercises get bigger and bigger as we go through our time frame. And then march on the spot right here, march it out. Just easy marches here. And moving on, we have high knees next. High knees are coming next, ready? So jogging high knees. If you don't want high impact, then you're gonna do marching high knees. So really get them up there. And feel your whole body working together, arms, legs. In 3, 2, 1. We're gonna continue with high knees, but now just stepping high knees. It's a great time to catch your breath. Again, really work on driving that knee up to hip height. And here we go again. High knees, high knees, high knees. You run around if you need to. Good, get them up 10 seconds more. Again, this is not supposed to be super high intensity, just moderate intervals. And march in place, high knees, and even pause for a moment if you want a deeper stretch. And we are moving on. Up next, we're gonna skate side to side. So skate side to side, doesn't have to be huge. Okay, just a little lateral jump here. Use your arms, swing them across your midline. I feel like I haven't done skaters forever. Feels good. And moving on, we're gonna do the same pattern, just low and slow. So just glide those arms across your midline. We're gonna try it again. In 1 second, go. Skate. And when you think about your landing, your knee landing right over your ankle and midfoot, stabilizing. So just like last week, we are gonna work on rotation and anti-rotation and lots of flexibility. So hopefully that felt good with last week's workout, because we're gonna continue on. So continuing with those skaters, next up, you are going to do the butt kickers. So heels to your butt. It's a really short stride. Lift up tall through your front and get those heels all the way to your backside. Run around if you want. In 3, 2, continue with your butt kickers. Just step and curl. Really working those quads out, give them a stretch. We're gonna get another chance to go through this. Butt kickers, again, you're pumping those arms. They're not just hanging here, they're not locked in. They're moving. Great job, great job. You've got 5 seconds to go. Starting to feel that cardio now. And slow it down, slow it down. So up next, we have jumping jacks. These are chicken wing jumping jacks. So we're gonna have our arms out like chicken wings and go through our jumping jacks. Right here, let's go. Heels to the ground, toes turned out. So not only are you warming up your legs, you are warming up your shoulders as well. We're not flapping our arms. Strong chicken wings. All right, same idea, just tap side to side, take the impact out, catch your breath, and we're gonna do it all over again. Here comes jumping jacks, go. You guys keep going. Timer wants to reset. Get a couple extra jumping jacks in here. Woo! We have a big dip in our road. And there's obviously no sign because everybody bottoms out every time they come bombing through. I love it. I just laugh at them. Coming up next, tap it out. Here we go. All right, easy taps, easy taps. So next up, guys, we're gonna shuffle our feet forward and back. That is gonna be your fast movement. Ready? So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. You're trying to get most of your foot on the floor when you do these shuffles so that your knees stay bent. We're not locking out our legs. Perfect. Can you pump those arms a little bit more? Good, heel digs to the front. So easy heel digs. Probably need a little stretch at this point, it feels great. And we're gonna keep on moving. Shuffle again right here. Shuffle it out. We've only got one exercise left in this whole set. It's gonna be a big hip opener. Come on, faster, faster, faster. You're warm. 3, 2, and dig those heels out. Right here. All right. So you guys keep going to the heel digs. Your next move is hip opener, but you're gonna be jogging the hip opener and touching your opposite foot. Ready? Go. If that's too much impact, just only tap hand to heel and keep it low. It's up to you. Good, but you're gonna feel your trunk start to work, core engaged, reaching across the midline. Woo, that's hard, isn't it? Come on, keep going. That's why we saved it for the end. And then just slow, just slow. Good, reaching across the body. Nice work. One more time. Let's finish it up, go. Come on, heels up, heels up. Doesn't have to be fast. Great job. You want those hips nice and warm for the next few moves. Woo. You got it, you got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow it down, slow it down. All right, by the end there, it felt like a workout, didn't it? No more warm up. So we're gonna stop the timer here and get a drink. So pause for a moment, move your body, shake everything out, get a drink of water. I need to use this towel for its other purpose. And we are going to move into a slow articulate shoulder rotation. So the idea here, a lot of times we just do circles with our arms, but I want you to really think about the full movement in the full range of motion in this movement pattern. So with your right arm, okay, thumb pointing up, hand, palm pointing in, you go straight up, okay, right by the ear, hold. So if you were here on last week, Monday, or I guess it was Wednesday, we worked on extension. I want you to turn your arm in your shoulder socket. So turn it, palm out, press back as far as you can without rotating the rest of your body. And then just slide it back in, we're gonna do it again. So hold that extension right there, and then rotate, and then turn. It's very slow and controlled. If you need to just move your feet side to side to keep yourself from getting dizzy at all, go ahead and do that, or keep your knees soft. But thumb up, rotate, and back and around. Now we're gonna go in the opposite direction. So push back, okay, so now working, pushing back, and then rotate up and around, and come back to the front. That one's a lot more challenging. So lift, up. And you're trying to do this without the rest of your body wiggling too much or changing its position, only in the shoulder. And then let's try the other side right here. So lifting up, hold for a moment, rotate in the shoulder socket there, and push back and around. Did a lot of push-ups the other day, so I'm really feeling that in my chest and the front of my shoulders. So you might feel some tightness, more on one side than the other. And let's do one more here. And then we're gonna go in the opposite direction. So push back, hold, and then start to rotate as you come up and around. And you might feel some grinding and popping. That's okay, as long as it's not painful. And if you need to bend your elbow, you can do that. Try to go as straight as you can. This is your last one right here. Now we're gonna wake up the hips in a kneeling position. So you can shrug your shoulders up and down, let them relax. go to the ground on your hands and knees. So we're going to begin by taking our leg out to the side. So you have a flat back, abdominals pulled in. We're going to lift our knee out to the side to begin with. Circle it all the way around so our heel is pointing up, and then bring the knee back in. So let's try it again. We lift, we circle, and point the heel up, and then bring it right back in. So just working on some rotation. You feel that movement in your hip. You're mobilizing all your muscles in the lower body. One more time in this direction. And then we reverse direction. So go back, heel to the ceiling, open out to the side, and bring it in. And again, lift up, open out to the side, and the slower the better here. I know it's more challenging. Up and around, and let's try the other side now. So right here, we're gonna lift to the side, rotate, and bring the heel up and down. And just breathe through these positions. And let's try it in reverse. So pushing the leg up and back, hold, and fan the knee to the side without rocking the hips, and then lower down. You've got two more just like that. Staying strong in the upper body. And last one. Woo, that feels good. All right, go ahead and sit up or kneel up. If you want to just kind of move your hips side to side, let them get a nice breather here. I got to towel off again. We're going to go into kind of an activation and then a dynamic strength set. So this is where you're going to need your towel, okay, in just a few moments. To begin with, we're going to have our legs out in front of us. My mat's apparently really dirty. So one leg only, okay, so you rock your hands back behind you. And what I want you to do is work on internal rotation. So you're going to bring your right knee down to the ground, okay, trying to keep your sitting bones toward the ground, and then just right back up. So one leg at a time is just going to come down and up. And this is not a strength exercise. It's purely activation, mobility, working, okay, to get internal rotation and get flexibility in our hip joints. So go ahead and join me if you haven't already started, and just bring it one leg only. Try not to let the rest of the body move too much, and don't force it. If it doesn't go down, don't worry about it. Just work with what you got. It does help if you keep your opposite foot flat on the ground. And you'll probably notice that you're maybe getting a little bit more flexible as you go here. Good. Let's go ahead and do two more on this side. You know, it's a long time. And then we're going to do the other side. So plant that foot on the ground and drop the knee in. I can already tell this one does not want to go in quite as far as the other one. And I know that this was my weaker hip side, so I obviously have some issues with internal rotation. And again, just supporting yourself, strong chest, strong, nice proud chest. Not rocking over to the side here, but really stabilizing with that opposite leg. Okay, we're gonna try to get about 8 more here. It's starting to rain on me. Keep coming. And let's get 4 more. Again, not working on forcing the knee down, but just letting the knee rock in naturally. Good. One more time. This is where you're going to need your towel. So now that our hips are nice and warmed up in that internal position, we're going to take our towel, or if you have a foam roller, just roll it up. It doesn't need to be super thick, but you know, maybe 6 inches or so, something like that. And you're going to put it between your knees. Okay. So if your towel is kind of wimpy, like mine's a little wimpy, then you might need to fold it over. Okay. So what we're going to do here is come down so that our knees are on top of each other. I don't know if you can see me here, but my knees are on top of each other. They're squeezing that towel right here. So what this is doing is it's keeping my hips in alignment. So if you don't have it, it's no big deal. All right. But it does help keep the hips in alignment. And we're going to focus on our hips here. So you're going to rotate the top knee in, okay, that same internal rotation as your heel goes up. So this is where the strength training comes in. Okay, we're going to put a timer on the clock here, and we're just going to move slowly through this position. You've got 45 seconds here. Okay, so don't rush. Okay, lift the knee up. You're trying to keep the rest of your body grounded. If you need a break for your shoulder, you can always be down here on the ground, but we're working here through the hips and the internal movement in that hip socket. You also want to squeeze your towel or whatever you have between your legs. Give it a big squeeze. Good. You should start feeling some heat in your hips. Yeah. I'm feeling lots of heat. Feels good. Good to do these kind of exercises that we don't normally put into our workouts. Okay, it's good to incorporate them in, learning more about that. So I'm trying to help you guys out as well. And one more time. And done. So you can just keep your towel right where it's at, or if you need to move it to flip sides, that's fine too. But we're gonna get restacked here, knee over knee. Again, you can be up here on the elbow, or you can be all the way down. And just give it a little practice run here. Make sure your towel's in the right spot. And you're just fanning that heel up, engaging through your obliques as well. And if you can pause at the top, okay, just for a little bit longer than you want to, that's where you're gonna get some more work. Okay, more benefit from this movement. And slowing on the way down. Okay, just return trip nice and slow. If you want to add breathing, I would exhale on the way up and inhale on the way down. Now this side has a lot more mobility for me. So again, if you're feeling really, really flexible on one side and not on the other, don't worry about it. This is why we do this unilateral training. And time is up. All right, so that's all you need the towel for, except maybe to wipe off all the sweat, right? Okay, next up, we are gonna do a butterfly movement. This is for external rotation. Your hands are on the ground or behind your head. And all you're gonna do is just press your heels up to the sky and then pull your knees open, keeping your heels together. Let's go. So squeeze your inner thighs and then pull them in. So this is the modified version. If this feels okay on your hips, on your low back, then you can extend your legs at a long diagonal, and then you're gonna feel a little more abdominal engagement, but it's really up to you. So again, I would exhale to press away and inhale to pull in. Again, you're just mobilizing those hips in the external position. We'll do a little strength set here in just a moment, but first, get those hips nice and warm. Almost there. And time. Good. You're gonna put your feet on the ground. Keep your knees fan open. Okay, your hips and sacrum flat on the ground as well. Hands by your side. We're gonna lift our hips up on this next one, squeezing through our glutes, and slowly come back down. So it's a quick up, and then a slow back down. If you're feeling cramping at all, just take a breather, and then get right back at it. Good. So the hips should go up at the same time, nice and level. Doesn't always happen, but that's our goal. Perfect. So just breathe through it. Exhale up, inhale back down. Good. And I can even feel my stronger hip wants to go up a little higher than my weaker hip. Again, we're just working with what we've got, trying to strengthen our weaknesses. Nice job. You're almost there. And time is up. All right, roll yourself up. We are moving on to bigger things. Now, here's what's next. If you have a wall, I want you to do a wall sit, okay? I don't have a wall right here. At least, I guess I could turn it here in a minute. But if you don't have a wall, you're just going to do a nice squat hold. Okay? If you have a wall, it's going to be better position for your hips to be in. All right, you're going to really get those hips anchored and leveled out. Okay, so again, a little activation move, and then we'll do a dynamic move. So holding a squat, okay, or a wall sit, your choice. Okay, if you're doing the wall sit, your shoulders, your hips back or up against the wall. You're not leaning forward. Okay, your knees are pulled back over your ankles, and you're just holding. And if you need to come up, go back down, that's totally fine. But do what you can here. Nice deep squat and activate the hips. Quads are on fire at this point. If you can go a little bit deeper, because I know you're trying to come up, go down just a little bit more for the last 10 seconds. Keep holding. In 3, in 2, and 1. All right, come all the way up. Whew. All right, up next, we're gonna make this more dynamic. You're gonna squat down, you're gonna press off of one leg and shoot the other knee up and balance. Slow down, shoot the other knee up and balance, all right? So just a moment here, 3, 2, here we go. Squat down, shoot it up, hold. Slow down, Up, hold. It's hard to hold. Good, you're gonna feel maybe your ankles rock a little bit as you transfer the weight. Grip the ground with your toes. Good job. Slow down, quick up. Don't be afraid of that. Nice work, nice work. You're over halfway. Can you hold that knee up a little bit higher? Okay, if it's starting to sag a little bit, hold it up a little higher. That's the hard part with the balance, isn't it? Nice job. Let's get one more in right here. Hold and done. All right, you need your dumbbells for this next one. So grab your dumbbells. This is just an overhead hold. So remember how we packed the shoulders a while back? We're gonna take our arms over our shoulders. We're gonna draw our shoulders down and back so we feel a little squeeze. And we're just gonna hold. If you wanna walk around, you can. But I want your arms as straight as they can without locking, okay? Just holding here, biceps next to your ears. What we're doing is just stabilizing, activating the shoulders and upper back so that when we go into our next move, we're ready to rock. Good, so shoulders down, chin tucked in. Trying to keep those knuckles pointing up. Perfect. You're gonna do push-ups next. And if you wanna do them on your dumbbells, you can, or you can do them up against the wall or on the ground, your choice. I love this, how it engages my back, gets me ready for push-ups. And done. All right, to the ground. So again, if you wanna use your dumbbells, perfect. If not, wall or just the ground. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, we go. So elbows are gonna fan out to the sides, but they are not going to 90 degrees. They're going to 45 degrees. Good, slow, steady push-ups. I want you to feel that same tug of the shoulder blades down and together that you did when you were doing the hold. Okay, at any time, you can go to tabletop, which is a little bit easier. You could go to knees, which is a little bit in between. Whatever you need to do. You have 15 seconds left. So engage the core. We're not doing a body wave. And keep going. 3 seconds left. And time is up. Woo! All right, we're ready to rock. So moving on. We are gonna move into some anti-rotation movements. Why are those important? Because it's good to have a strong core support so that when you get pulled quickly in different directions, you have the ability to resist and not have your whole body torqued, okay? So if you had to move quickly in one direction with a rotation, you already know how to brace and isolate those core muscles so that you are ready and safe. That's why we do anti-rotation. We're gonna stand up and use our dumbbells on this next one. So the idea here is that we're gonna bring our arms across our body without rotating our body, okay? So we're trying to keep our headlights, our hips and shoulders pointing forward. We're taking our arms across, up, down, and around, just like that. And then you'll go in the opposite direction as well, and it becomes more challenging as your arms get tired. And you only have 30 seconds, and then we're gonna have an isometric hold in there as well. So here we go, ready, set, and begin. So slow up. Good, the slower the better. Let those hips move and then return trip, up. So I love this move because it gets our biceps, it also works our forearms, works our grip strength. Okay, we also feel some nice movement in the shoulder as well without putting too much torque on that shoulder joint. Woo. Nice work. Now remember, we are going to have an isometric hold here, right through the middle. So find that middle ground, hold. Good. I want you to squeeze your biceps, not your weights. Okay, squeeze your biceps, not your weights. If this is not challenging enough, bring your arms away from your body. And time. Woo. Set it down. Guess what? You're gonna have another chance to do that, but first, hands out to the side, thumbs down. And we are moving on, okay? You're gonna take this down to the ground for the next one. You got a plank tuck with an extension. So here's what it looks like. You're on your elbows. Your right knee tucks in, and then you're going to extend back and hold. Now, since you were on one knee, you're working anti-rotation again. You're trying to keep the hips pointed toward the ground. Here we go. 30 seconds one side. Bring it in and squeeze to push back. Good. You're also going to feel this on your stabilizing leg. Your inner thigh is going to start talking, and it's not going to say nice things. Your breathing pattern, exhale in and inhale, push back. Keep it coming. Great job. We're going to hold that leg up and back. Squeeze your glutes nice and tight. Hold. And for a challenge, move your legs slightly away from your midline. Keep holding. Those hips want to rotate. Don't let it happen. 3, 2, 1, and done. Woo. Now, guess what? We're going to give our upper body a little break. And we're not going to do that again on the other side. We're going to do something else first, okay? So, in order that we're not doing that, we are going to go onto our back and use one weight. All right, so one weight only. Arm is up, okay? We're going to lift our hips up. We're going to do a chest press with one weight. Bring it up and then lower back down, okay? So hips come up, chest press with one, and then lower down. Again, working on anti-rotation here. Here we go. The weight starts up, hips lift, and bring it down. Lower the hips. Do it again. Hips up. So it's in the downward phase of that chest press that you feel your body want to rock a little bit, and you've got to fight with your core, your hips, maybe even your hamstrings. Great job. Great job. And done. Now we're going to hold up, and we're going to hold that elbow just hovering above the ground, okay? So everything is activated here. Keep squeezing. 3, and 2, and 1, and release right here. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to go back to that plank, do it on the other side, all right? And then we'll come back and do this one on the other side. So back to your plank position. Get ready. Get set. Opposite leg. Brings in and squeezes back out. Here we go. Come on, exhale in. Inhale, squeeze. We want to keep our shoulders right over our elbows, trying not to pull back like this because that is easier. Almost there, 3 seconds. Let's get one more. You know we're going to get that hold, right? So hold here, stay, straighten your supporting leg. Woo! Those hips want to move, don't let it happen. Headlights to the ground. And 3, 2, 1, and done. Woo! All right, let's take it back over. So grab your weight again. This time, other side. And 3, 2, here we go. So we bring our hips up. We pull down with the weight, press up, and lower down. Slower the better. Dig those heels in a little bit for more hamstring activation. And again, we're not letting that elbow drop all the way to the ground because that will throw our body out of alignment. But just hover. Good to hover. And we're gonna hold everything. So elbow bent, hips are high, holding, core tight. Stay, stay, stay. You've got to get those hips a little bit higher. You can do it. 3, 2, and 1, and reset. All right, take a little pause here for a moment. We are going to move up to our feet once again. And this time we are going to do some rotations. So we're going to begin with a squat, okay? So we warmed up skaters, and now we're going to turn this into a curtsy. And I want you to rotate and touch toward the ground, or maybe just toward your knee, and then come back to a squat, and then to the other side. So you're just taking your rib cage and turning it toward the direction that you're moving. So again, it's 30 seconds on the clock. Let's go. Squat, and then reach, and squat, and reach. When we go into our isometric set, we are going to hold the lunge to each side for 15 seconds. So get ready for that. Slower the better. Twist, twist, twist right through the trunk. Good, keep coming. You can do it. We're gonna hold the one side, hold, hold, hold. Stay. Think about reaching your arms away from each other, bending your back knee a little bit longer, or a little deeper, sorry. And quickly switch to the other side and stay. It's easy to lean forward on this one. Think about going down. Ooh, almost there. Give me 5 seconds more. 3. And time is up. Whew. Kick those heels up a little bit, and we are moving on. So we're gonna repeat that whole thing one more time. I know, it's not what you wanted to hear, but it is what we're doing. So back to the in and out curls, around we go with isometric. 30 seconds on the clock. Pick up your weights. Here we go. Stand tall, no rotation, just slow and around. Good job. Ooh, the further you can go out to the side without twisting your body, stronger your shoulders and biceps will be. It's hard, isn't it? I know. Can you tuck your chin in? Can you soften your knees? I always hate doing these with 10s, but then afterwards I feel good. Okay, hold, 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 hold. Wiggle your fingers, squeeze your biceps. Good, lift your chest. 15 seconds only. In 3, 2, 1, and done. Set those guys down for a moment, and let's move on. We're gonna go into our plank next, so back to that same position on the ground. If you want to, you can also do this on your hands. Bring your knee in and extend out. Give it a try, something new. Doesn't hurt anything, let's go. Hug the knee in and press back. Nice work. So again, thinking about those glutes squeezing, not just moving the legs, but actually thinking about the muscles working. Nice job, nice job. You've got it, 3 seconds more. And we are gonna take that hold right here, pause, hold. Again, take the leg out to the side a little bit more without rotating the hips. Woo, feels good. 3, 2, 1, and you're done. All right, flip over right away. We're gonna go into the hip bridge with the single arm press. So I would just work the same side of the body that you just did, just for the sake of remembering where you're at. Start with your arm up, hips up, arm down, up, and then lower those hips. And it's down, up. This is putting too much strain on your shoulder for any reason. You can go narrow and just slide the elbow in. Feels a little bit better. Especially if you're having a hard time without dropping those hips. Nice job, nice job. And you're gonna hold. Everything's gonna hold in the hardest position. So hips high, elbow bent, stabilize. Hold, hold, hold. 3, and 2, done. Okay, quickly back to your plank position. Yes, we do have to do it one more time on the other side. So get into ready position, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Knee in, extend right back out. Good job. Again, we're not curling and rounding here. Okay, but we're just tucking the knee in, really feeling those obliques. And again, exhale in and inhale back out. You've got this. It's a hard exercise, I know it is. Hold that leg up, hold, squeeze your booty, squeeze it tight, straighten your stabilizing leg. Sometimes we get weak here. Straighten everything. 5 seconds. Woo! 3, 2, and done. All right, moving on. Grab your weight again. On your back. Arm starts up, hip starts up. Time starts now. And let's go. So we bring the elbow down and we lower our hips. Elbow down and hips. Nice work. If you want to make this more challenging, don't use your other hand. Let it float off the ground. Come on. Getting ready for that hold here. Everything is in its hardest spot right here. Elbow bent, squeeze through your chest, your shoulder, your bicep even. Lift those hips higher. You can do this. I know you can. And done. All right, come on up. All right, we're moving on. So next up, we're coming to our feet. Squat with the curtsy lunge. Ready? Rock this out. And then we are done. Here it becomes. Right here, squat. And now you add the rotation. Squat. Good job. So we're going to spend this week, like I said, working these anti-rotation with just moderate amount of rotation. Next week, we're going to fire things up and really let it fly. We've worked all this stabilization and we want to use it. Come on. You've got it. Remember those hard holds? They're coming. They're coming right here. Hold. Stay down. Reach your arms. Twist even further. Holding, holding, holding. Drop that back knee a little lower. 3, 2. It's a quick change to the other side. Go. And bring it down. And get down. You got it. Come on, 5 seconds more. Spread those arms out. Come on, stretch. 3, 2, done. All right, kick your heels up behind. We are moving on. Man, I'm sweating like crazy right now. Okay, we are gonna come down to a kneeling position on our hands and knees. So first up, we've got internal rotation from the upper body. So we're gonna start with our elbow out to the side. We're gonna bring our elbow down. So we are rotating. We're gonna pause and stop right here and squeeze our shoulder blades together, almost like you hit a wall, like there's a wall like on top of your arm or a bar, okay? So it's down slow, up quick, and hold. Okay, I want you to brace that. 30 seconds again. Here we go. And begin. Slow down and quick up hold. Good. I want you to find that quick movement. You're bracing, you're decelerating. We're working on a strong back here. So enjoy how that feels. There's no more isometric holds. We're just doing 30 seconds only. And get ready for the other side. And done. Set that hand down. Make a quick change to the other side. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Quick. The hold at the top, it's a little bit challenging, isn't it? That's where we really feel those muscles engaging. Good job, good job. Stay with it. About 5 seconds left. Okay, sit back. Take a nice breather here. And we are going to move on to standing position. Okay? So grab your weights while you do this. You're going to have a nice wide squat to work from here. We're going to feel the rotation happening in the trunk along with working our upper body. So we row, slight rotation, and you're going already right here. And it's slow and controlled from the side view here. Just the tiniest movement in the trunk. Flat back. If you need to be more upright, you can be right here as well. That's fine, but try to get those legs activated. And done. All right, bringing it right back to the ground. Moving on. This time, little changes coming. We're going to extend our right leg. Okay, we're going to extend our right leg. We're going to bring our elbow down, but this time we are going to rotate open. So it's a little different than before. Rotate open. And if you need to tap your toe down to hold the ground for you, go ahead and do that. So feel your obliques work, feel your rib cage move. It's supposed to be hard. Come on, let's get one more right here all together. Up and release, good. Quick change to the other side. And extend your other leg, bring your fingers behind your ears, and begin. Bring it down, and then open up. So you're really trying to fight the rotation when you come in. So your hips might want to open up to the other side. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the rotation in, okay, and then rotating out. All right, and remember when we did that assessment, okay, you don't have a lot of range of motion as you rotate away, only about 30 degrees, not very much, so don't force it. And done, good. Coming back up to our feet. Woo. This time, one weight only. One weight only. We're gonna do that internal rotation in the hip, but this time, both arms are going straight up over the head. Come back down, up, and down. So feel your foot pivot on the mat and bring your knee in, just like we warmed up with. And it's going over the head, not at an angle. You know, sometimes we've done that in the past, but try to go straight up. And think about your core working here. And one more time. Done. All right, set that weight down. We've got another move on the ground. I know I'm taking you up and down a lot. Sorry about that. This one is extended reverse plank. So here's what that looks like. We point our toes. We've done this before. We roll our shoulders back. We lift our hips off the ground. This is option 1. Toes are pointed. Option 2, hands go back behind the head without popping the ribs away from each other. Rib cage is closed up. Everything is nice and level. 30 seconds on the clock. It's gonna burn. Here we go. So toes pointed, arms down. That's your first position. Next position, if you want, if you can keep those toes pointed and without opening up the rib cage, is arms extended, fingers just resting on the ground. You're gonna feel your hamstrings like crazy. It's a good hip stabilizer. Come on. You can do this. Almost there. And 3, 2, and 1. Oh, sit up, and I want you to tip forward and stretch out those hammies. They are working hard in that position. We're gonna come back to our feet. You're gonna need your weights, but only for balance on this next one. So both weights are on the ground. If this is too low, it hurts your back, you can go to a table or chair. Okay, but we're gonna bend both knees here. We're gonna extend one leg back behind, kind of like you're in a warrior type position. But what I don't wanna see is the hips open. We're squaring everything up. We're gonna bend our standing knee, we're gonna tap behind, and then we're just gonna extend right back up and squeeze our glutes. So it's a big movement in the hips. Okay, a lot of stabilization happening, but a lot of strength as well. 30 seconds on each side. So nice and straight. Tap behind without rotating the hips too much, and lift up. Anti-rotation is hard. Okay, it's supposed to be challenging. Most of us have a lot of weaknesses in those areas. That's why we get injured doing really silly things, like reaching in and grabbing something out of the trunk, or moving quickly to the side. And one more time, and done. You might want to come up for just a moment. Whew. Sometimes all the blood rushes to the head. Move your hips a little bit, and let's try it on the other side. So come right back down, hands on the weights. Okay, take your other leg back behind, lift it up, stabilize, and begin. You want to feel a nice equal pressure on all points of contact to the ground. Again, think about your back. If you're rounding it all, go up a little higher for your hands. Almost there. Good job, good job. You were so close. And time is up, and we are done. All right, we're gonna move into our final move. It's gonna feel a little bit like a stretch, but you're really gonna love it. Something we do a lot, but this time I want you to focus on the strength aspect of it. So knee over ankle. I'm gonna have you take your back leg off the ground, sorry, and pause there for a moment. And we're gonna reach our stabilizing hand down. You're gonna rotate up, and then you're gonna rotate through. So trying to stay in this lunge position. If you need to have a hand on a couch or a chair instead of all the way down low, that's okay. But here we go. So we rotate up and then rotate through. Think about putting pressure on the back toes and energy out through the back heel. And finding that nice solid rotation in both directions. Much harder when you're in this elevated lunge position. Okay, I know that. That's why this isn't a stretch right now. Work. And last one, and done. Whew. Okay, make a quick change to the other side. Set it up. Again, if you need something higher, do that. All right, hand to the ground. 3, 2, 1, and rotate. And then bring it on through. I like this because it's really supported and it really causes you to rotate in the thoracic spine. Your hips really can't move here. It's really hard to put this into the low back. So enjoy the benefit here. Almost done. One more time. One more. And done. Woo. All right, nice job. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a challenge here at the very end, and we're going to bring it back into a Tabata format. This time, I'm going to have you bring your heart rate back up. I know we do a lot of strength training. We're going to add some weights into this mix here, okay? So first things first, let me get my timer set up. You're going to use your dumbbells. And we are going to do alternating curls with alternating tap backs, okay? So it looks like this. You're going to curl and tap back at the same time. Okay, and if you don't want to do that, and maybe you just want to hold isometric and just tap, that's fine. And it's meant to bring the heart rate up, big movement patterns. And we go now. Begin. You're going to do each exercise twice, just like we did in the warm-up round. And the goal here is just strength and cardio. Bringing it all together. Come on, controlling that weight on the way down. You can do it. Come on, big tap back, done. I wouldn't put your weights down, just hang on to them, because guess what, it's going again real quick. In 3, 2, bend your knees, go. So whichever arm is coming up, it's the same leg going back, all right? That was confusing, sorry. Come on. You've got this, I know. Our muscles are tired after all that strength work. 3, 2, 1, and done. Whew. All right, one weight only on this next one. You're gonna squat down, okay, and we're gonna go right back into that knee lift, but then an overhead press at the same time. A little more challenging. Squat and lift, squat and lift. If you don't wanna do weights, no problem. The knee comes up right in front of the hip. Come on, you got it. Give me one more. And done. Whew. Hold on to your weight. Whew. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Squat, knee, squat, knee. Come on, get deep in your squat. I want all the power to go right up through the top of that weight. And done. Moving on. We are going to take it down to the ground. Nice deep squat here. You're going to walk back, walk in, rise up onto your toes. I know it looks like a burpee, it kind of is. No push-ups on this one. Just down and up quick. Here we go. If you need to use a table or chair to put your hands on so you don't have to go all the way down, do it. You're working mobility in these hips. Come on. Time for one more. And done. We're going again. On this next one, if you want to actually jump it, I want you to do that. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Down, back, in, rise up onto the toes. Starting to rain on me out here. That must mean the workout's almost over. One more. And done. Whew. All right, shake it out. Next up, skater run. Looks like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You need to do a regular skater? That's great. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Hold that knee up in front. Nice job. You're pushing into those higher intensity levels. Come on. I know you're tired. Done. We're going again. Woo. 3, 2, skater run. Try to cover a bigger distance if you've got it. Without twisting and turning. Your belly button points forward. Come on. Almost there. And time. Grab one or both weights. You've got kettlebell swings next. So hinging at the hips, weights out in front, flat back, swing, and go. Whoops. Activity completed. Not yet, sorry. Begin. Good. Being mindful not to arch the back on the way up, but stop so the shoulders are over the hips. We've got this. 3, 2, and done. Hold on to your weight. So we're gonna do one more round of that. You're gonna finish with mountain climbers on the ground, and then we're gonna be done with the workout. Get ready, get set, begin. You should feel a little tug in the abdominals as you hinge forward. Come on, 5 seconds more, get 3 more swings. And done. Woo. Take your weights to the ground. I want you to put your hands on your weights for your mountain climbers. 20 seconds, slow, fast, your choice. Get ready, go. Your chest is right between your hands. If you need to do standing mountain climbers instead, please feel free to do that. 3, 2, sit back, stretch for a moment. Woo! One more time, you guys are doing awesome. And right back up, here we go. I want you to go as fast as you can. I know you're gonna feel like you're gonna burn out, run out of steam. You are, and that's okay. So just go for it. Don't fight the inevitable right here. Burn out. 3 seconds left. You can do this. And done. All right, we're gonna stay on our hands and knees and recover for a moment here. So, woo! Open up through the chest. Take your hands, place them on your hips, and lean back, opening the front of the body, getting lots of oxygen here. And then reach one arm up. Woo. And push it out to the side. Okay, let me show you from this side. Here, push out to the side. Good. And now reach up and over. And switch to the other side. Reach it up. Push open to the side. And then up and over. Side bend here. Great work. All right, we're gonna just drop back to our toes a little bit. Feel stretch on the bottoms of our feet. Okay. Take both arms up. Bring them behind your ears. We're gonna press open and do it again. So kind of that same pattern, but this time you're doing both arms. And the focus here is actually more for the front of the body. Okay, to really open up the chest. Kind of go against all of that forward head tilt that we find ourselves in all the time. And last one right here. I want you to hold right here. So hold with your fingers resting on your head. You can sit all the way down on your feet if you want to at this point. Now I want you to press your fingers to your head as you press your head back. Okay, and while you're doing that, tuck your chin. Okay, and think about pulling it in so you've got a nice straight neck here. And then I want you to release and let the head jut forward. And then do it again, okay? Tuck your chin, put pressure on your head as your head is pressing back at the same time. And then release. Good, this time I want you to round your head down. So without curving your whole body, okay, just tuck your chin in and feel that stretch, that lengthening right back here. And as you're coming up, I want you to put pressure on your head with your hands. Okay, slowly, slowly, slowly resist on the way back up. And all the way back up. And let the hands come down to the side and tilt your head over to one side. Whew. Slowly bring your chin down the middle and over to the opposite side. And then we'll just take that return trip again, right down the middle and up and over to the side. And then stack your head back up, turn your head to one side, and press your hands down, roll your shoulders back, and then go to the other side. All right, we're gonna go onto our hands and knees here. I want you to take your knees wide, okay, wide out to the side. We're gonna sit our hips back, let our elbows rest on the mat. And you're gonna feel a nice tilt up in your hips, let that happen. And then with that same tilt in the hips, just walk your elbows forward and hold right here. This is really great to take a release off of the low back and the hips. So your hips should be in front of your knees. And then we're gonna sit back and turn our palms up, their thumbs out. If you need to bring your knees in, that's fine. So if you're still kind of holding your chest up, let your chest just melt down into your mat. And very good. We're gonna come all the way up onto our hands and bring our knees in. Take one foot, toes back behind you. Pressing the toes to the ground helps release our calves. And then I want you to just roll on the ball of the foot, okay? We're gonna just roll up onto the tippy toe of your big toe and then push back. I'm learning a lot about feet right now and how we are not keeping our feet as mobile as we need to, especially since we're in shoes all the time. So really working, stretching out the bottoms of the feet. All that connective tissue is so important. Then we're gonna just take our leg out to the side. Okay, so bring it out to the side, tuck your back toes, get an inner thigh stretch here. And whichever leg is stretched out, just take that same arm, press your hips forward, and lean on over. And release back down to the ground. Let's switch to the other side. Knees come underneath our hips. Again, opposite set of toes go to the ground. You can even wiggle your foot side to side. Then we're gonna roll up onto the toe, tiptoe, and slow back. And this is a slow, slow stretch. You might even feel a little crackling in the top of your ankle as you roll that foot forward. You know, I do. And then bring the leg out to the side. Tuck your back toes and hinge back. All right, we're gonna take the same arm as leg, bring up over as we thrust our hips forward a little bit. And release, good job. Come up to your feet. Final stretch here just for the quads. Okay, we're gonna gently pull on that foot, lift up our chest, lean back. That's not what we wanna do. We always tend to lean forward here, but lean back. And we're gonna release this leg to do a leg swing forward and back with a bent knee. So just release to do a leg swing, forward and back, bent knee, and then cross that ankle over and have a seat. Ooh. We'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So bring the leg up and hold, lean back, and then leg swing right here. Again, bent knee, making sure you're squeezing your glute as you do this. And then cross the leg over, sit down. You guys did an awesome job tonight. So we're done with the work. The only thing I want you to just have in your brain before you leave is this, okay? The question of, are you making time for nutrition, okay? It's a lot of times like flexibility, the first thing that goes out the window when we get busy, when we get stressed. okay, but it's the foundation of everything that we need. So ask yourself your question this week: am I making time for nutrition? Okay, you can tell me if you want to, but it's mostly for you.